everyone up to speed. Stella is a trainee nurse who lives in the fictional South Wales town of Pontyberry with her children. And that's a clip from the brand new episode where Beyonce, who got pregnant by Stella's boyfriend Michael from a one-night stand, has started to demand money. Oh, that's about right, isn't it?
Well done.
Yeah,
Can I just say, as well, in that clip, my friend Justine, her two daughters were a couple of Beyonce's friends, Clemmy and Scarlett, and it always makes me really proud when I see them in there. They're in the background being really giving it some, and they're actually such lovely girls.
Oh.
Anyway, I digress. Yes, it is a bit of a roller coaster, and well, you obviously ended on a big cliffhanger, and you kind of don't know which way Stella's going to go. Like, the normal thing to do would be to just go, right, Michael, you're out of here, I don't want anything to do with you. But Stella's she's like pretty much a natural kind of mum type, and she can't resist.
She's really maternal,
yeah,
isn't
she's really
she?
maternal.
Takes all the problems
and also, she's quite realistic, and she's very tolerant. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being tolerant in this day and age, to be honest with you. So, yeah, so she kind of takes Beyonce under her wing and looks after it, and that kind of unfolds as the series progresses.
And it's the way that it's all been put together and written and what have you. I mean, it's classic you. But where does this love of this kind of sitcom come from for you? Well,
I make, you know, I don't make any excuses for the fact it is not plot-driven. Gavin and Stacey wasn't really plot-driven, and it's characters. I mean, I love characters. I love listening to the way people talk. I mean, things like, you know, the footballer's story just now. That's an amazing real-life story, and I think people are brilliant. I'm always hearing things that people say or have done, and you just go, people are brilliant, and there's so much rubbish going on in the world that sometimes you just want to hear those heartwarming stories.
Have you always been that observant growing up then? Was it always a thing?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I was probably used to kind of like the bit of the mimicry of people's accents and that kind of thing, and yeah, I think that's part of the entertainer, really. You kind of like, you know, processing it and giving it back to people. Sure,
And everybody's got a really good heart in Stella, as in Gavin and Stacey. But people are going to have a shock when I say this, but Ruth Jones is actually quite shy. You are quite shy in reality, but with Stella and with Nessa, they're quite big characters. So do you write them because it's a way for you to sort of be somebody completely different? Yeah, because you're quite private naturally, aren't you, you know?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think Nessa was certainly, she was very, very upfront, and that was great. You know, you could get away with anything being Nessa. You could be as rude as you like. I hosted a charity event one night, and I was just able to tell people to shut up. Oh, you're making too much noise, now shut up. I'm not getting paid to do this, all right? You know, and it was great to be able to do that. But Stella, because it's a different type of show, it's a comedy drama rather than an out-and-out comedy, Stella's probably more real and probably a bit nearer to what I'm like in real life, I guess. But yeah, it's always great to, you know, Stella wears a wig. Every series I've got a new wig. I love that because I can just hide under the wig.
And we've heard on the grapevine that you may be taking a break from Stella. Yeah. What kinds of things are you going to be focusing on next, and what appeals to you? Because you always seem to be ahead of the game. Well,
my husband David and I have got a production company which makes Stella, and we write together, and we've got two projects on at the moment. We're writing a studio sitcom and another comedy drama.
Oh, right.
So we wanted to, we felt that if we didn't focus properly on those, we wouldn't do them justice, and similarly we wouldn't be able to do those and do Stella at the same time. Because we want to give our attention to Stella. So we decided to take a break from it, and it's certainly not the end of Stella, and we're hoping to do a Christmas special later in the year. So, yeah, I just think you've got to be realistic. You know, there's no point in just giving a bit of yourself to something. You've got to chuck yourself in and you know, be committed to it, really.
Yeah, and it keeps Stella fresh, doesn't it?
Looking forward to it.
But it is back on. Sky One, 9 o'clock tonight. Ruth is watching it with a risotto.
Yes, I am, actually. And do you know what? If you haven't seen it and you need to catch up, you can watch it on Sky on Catch Up, and also there's DVDs available. So there's no excuses.
Oh, well, listen, we've heard that Ruth is a master when it comes to creating and being.